Hi, good morning. Today we're gonna be talking about topic 4, which was in 30 years driving will be prohibited because all cars will be self-driven. This okay, this is the negative side, and this is the side who's in favor. So I'm gonna let every single one of them introduce themselves.
My name is Luis Carlos and I'm in favor.
My name is David and I'm in favor.
My name is Lucero and I'm in favor.
My name is Jordan and I'm in favor.
My name is Santiago and I'm against.
My name is Javier and I'm against.
My name is Eduardo and I'm against.
Let's start with the first question, which is, in a world without manual driving, how can we ensure safety?
Yes. Our first reason to believe that driving should be illegal in 30 years is that self-driving cars reduce of accidents by having an automated driver that calculates risks, distance, and traffic. This will have an optimal and secure trip. Some researchers estimate that by the middle of this century, self-driving cars will prevent 1 million traffic deaths every year.
Well, we can say that self-driving cars can calculate risks by themselves and they are not prepared to deal with every situation that they are given. For example, the October of this year, some pedestrian was hit by an automatic car because the car couldn't detect it in time. So the algorithm in the machine didn't detect the person and ultimately hit him, leaving him injured. So what we can get by this is while machines are capable of preventing accidents, they are still not perfect and it will be kind of catastrophic if you would just make it the only way for people to drive by.
Yes, but you are taking in consideration the technology today, and in 30 years the technology will be much higher.
While technology can advance considerably in the next years, there's some things that computers just can't do, like for example solve paradoxes or stuff like that. And who can say that it is possible for machines to evolve to such a point that they can resolve every situation?
Thank you. We're moving on to the second question. Are there any potential environmental impacts associated with the mass deployment of autonomous vehicles, and how can this be mitigated?
Self-driving cars will be likely electric, which will use less fuel and will cause less greenhouse gases, which can contribute to less contamination and becoming more environmentally sustainable.
Well, actually, the production of an electric car can be as environmentally damaging as the gasoline cars, because some studies show that the making of a normal EV battery generates more pollution than manufacturing a normal gasoline car. This is because a lot of the energy required to transform the raw minerals and manufacturing processes itself.
It doesn't exist a vehicle that emits zero emissions, but comparing the full life of a traditional and a self-driving car, since the production of these electric cars contaminate much less rather than the traditional cars. Some researchers at the National Renewable Energy Laboratory at the University of Maryland estimate that self-driving cars could reduce fuel use by 15% by using more efficient driving patterns than humans, and the contamination produced at the production of the electric cars, which is at the battery, because it has primary materials like lithium and stuff like that are is less contaminating than all the use of a traditional gas car.
Thank you. So moving on to the third question. What steps should be taken to ensure that people with disabilities have equitable access to and benefit from the advances in automated transportation?
One argument is that autonomous vehicles can provide a more inclusive transportation system by offering a reliable and accessible mode of transportation for disabled individuals who may face challenges in traditional driving. This can enhance mobility and independence for a broader segment of the population.
Self-driving cars should have the technology and accessibility to make disabled people be able to drive these automated cars. For example, there is a very high chance that an automatic car will be parked behind a truck that is also parked in a roadway. This is reason because the automatic car will detect this truck as a car, so it will not move. Even the reason that the automatic car will move is if the person inside of it can move it by itself, but disabled people will not be able to do that.
Well, it obviously depends on the kind of disability that people have, but most probably the person, if it has fits or it fits working correctly, or its hands, or maybe sometimes even its cheek is enough to communicate certain stuff, it can connect to the car and it can make it move the way he wants it to move. Technology is advancing in an exponential way that even in 30 years, maybe they don't even need a mechanical force to move, to give instructions to the car. Maybe even like connecting to its neural networks can make it so that it can give the car instructions on how it is supposed to work. And even though if he cannot give instructions to the car will be smart enough to know when it is supposed to move and when it's not.
Do you guys have anything to say?
Talking about technology, we can take into consideration the first time the automatic car was first published, which was Tesla, and since then there has not been that much of improvement in the technology. If we take that timeline into 30 years, it's less probable that all these changes and modifications for disabled people be added.
Yes, but moreover, the integration of autonomous public transportation could offer a cost-effective alternative for disabled individuals who might face financial constraints in owning and maintaining a private vehicle adapted to their needs. And this can promote equal access to transportation services, and in 3 years it can be accomplished, because as we already said, technology advances in a very fast way. So maybe not in 3 years exactly, but it can be like in that lapse of time.
And that will be all for today. Thank you so much for listening to us.